With state legislators now involved in the 2019 session, people with concerns about what they're working on will be descending on the Capitol, and that includes Minot city leaders.
They're planning to be quite active on several fronts. Jim Olson talked with the city manager about Minot's legislative priorities.
It'll be very busy, yeah, and it's important.
City Manager Tom Berry says the legislative agenda is chock full of issues critical to the future of Minot and the region, and the city has compiled a list of items to either proactively pursue or be ready to defend. Tops on the list is finding a way for cities and counties to tap into the $6 billion legacy fund. Ideas include setting up a loan fund to provide lower than normal interest rates for major projects.
We could save $100 million as a community on flood control, financing, charges, and interest alone.
That ties into a second item on the city's list, receiving promised funds for flood protection and finding more funding to expand the project beyond the city limits.
We have a 4-county, 12-city problem here, and so it's important for us to continue to acquire funds through the legislative process this year to not just work on those components that are key to Minot, but they're also key to the other areas that the Source River Basin travels through.
Also on the proactive list, securing more hub cities funding through the so-called Operation Prairie Dog Bill. It could mean more money for Dickinson, Williston, and Minot to deal with the impacts of oil field growth.
The formula's been completely revised, and in that formula, it has been set up to be a bit more, well, very fair, I guess you could say.
As for playing defense, Berry says the city will oppose any major changes to formulas on how cities and counties can structure budgets and taxes.
We want to make sure that cities, particularly since we have home rule charter authority, are allowed to govern and are allowed to budget the way we feel is in our best interest.
It's an aggressive agenda for the city, but one the city leaders think must be pursued because they only get this chance every 2 years.
We're excited, and I think we're prepared.
Jim Olson, KX News.
The city developed its priorities lists after several public meetings over the past few months.
And keep it here. Still to come on KX News at 5.